Hello, what is up? My name is Vincent, and I'm super happy to have you here. If you don't know what we are, what we do, we are a gaming and anime channel, and we focus mostly now on our custom games that we made, custom formats, things of that nature, and KeyForge is one of our favorite games here, so if you love KeyForge, then welcome to the Vindicated channel. We're super happy to have you here. Now, KeyForge Adventures, if you heard about it, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right off the top, we are definitely going to be doing something with this on our channel, especially on our Twitch channel. So if you haven't followed us on Twitch, go ahead and do that because we're going to be playing this on our Twitch channel. And if you have any questions or want to see it in action, it'll be a great way to check this out. But without further ado, let's get into it. So we have KeyForge Adventures, which is something brand new that was just announced the other day, and I just had to jump on it as soon as possible, even though I'm about to have to get into work. So let's see. So KeyForge Adventures is a cooperative way to play KeyForge, and to me, this just blows my mind. Now, I know not everyone is looking for a cooperative way to play KeyForge, but for me personally, I'm always looking for a great cooperative experience. I don't always get those with some board games, but KeyForge has one of my favorite game mechanics in it. It has some of my favorite mechanisms, and I have a ton of KeyForge decks, so being able to use them in a different way is awesome. So the idea is there's a Logos organization, the Society of Logic and Reason, has contacted you. They need to basically contact a bunch of different Archons, get them together to go out on the SLRS Vortex Alien, which is this giant ship, and investigate what's going on. Well, it turns out it's the rise of the Kraken. So it's this giant monster, and the reason why he has so much power, which is 30 per player, which is insane, is because, again, it's a cooperative monster that you'll be facing. So apparently this monster has its own cult and its own deck of cards, and it's just this underwater monstrosity in which you and your friends are tasked to try to take it out. Now, I do believe I read that this is between 1 to 3 players that will face the monster, and it gets more difficult the more players there is. But that's not it. There's also the Abyssal Conspiracy, which says after defeating the Kraken, the Archons find the danger has not yet abated, for their ship is crippled by a mysterious saboteur who escapes before justice can be served. So I'm actually curious if this is meant to be played in this order or be a two-parter to sort of complete this cooperative adventure, or are they meant to be 2 separate games? I think that they're meant to be 2 separate games, but story-wise they go together. But this is the second game. It's the Abyssal Conspiracy. It looks like there is a lot of sort of searching the different cards, trying to figure out what's where and what's going on, and you're trying to basically find this maybe the person who's escaping. It says you must navigate a grid of 9 locations as you descend into the ocean's depths to uncover the conspiracy and find the tool you will need to put an end to this villainy. Exploring the ocean's depths is dangerous and uncertain undertaking, and whatever force is attempting to foil the Archons is not waiting around to be stopped. As the tide shifts against you, can you stop this conspiracy before it unleashes an otherworldly power across the Crucible? This just talks about how it replaces a player's opponent with an automated deck that you must draw from for the opponent, basically taking their turn, and the cards will be actions and enemies that you'll have to play against. And there's also a reason to still reap and to gain amber, because you can use amber in these game modes to weaken your enemies and stuff, which I find super cool. So there's still a purpose for everything in your deck from what it seems like. It's not that you're going to have cards that just become very useless, or useless at all for that matter. So, but they do manage to say that because of the way this is set up, it's not only a fun challenge and a fun new challenge, but it's also, some decks might be better suited than others, which I think is very interesting. So you could have a deck that's normally super awesome, but maybe in these different game modes, they're not going to do as well. Now, what kind of threw me off the most is it says these 2 upcoming adventures will provide a fun challenge and allow you to uncover the plot that ties into the contents of the upcoming Dark Tidings set. But it says this will be available as a free download in the coming weeks. The Kraken will be available in late April, while the Abyssal Conspiracy will be available in May. And from what I can tell from reading this article, it's only going to be available as a print and play, because it says in 2 free-to-play adventures that expand upon the theme. So this is kind of the reason why this throws me off is because some people really hate free to play, print to play. I don't have that much fun printing out a ton of. I would much rather support Fantasy Flight and buy like an official version of this. I just bit my tongue for some reason. Anyways, I would love to just support them, buy like nice quality cards, the nice quality deck, some nice packaging, and just get all this together. I am very curious why they chose to not do this. Like, I wonder if they thought the reception would be better if this was free. Especially with everything going on, or maybe they want to, I assume it's more that they want to experiment with this and see how much of a demand there is for it, because they don't want to invest so much money into printing all this out and then no one buys it up. I will at least say, with it being print to play and a lot of people not wanting to go through the hassle of doing that, I will take it upon myself to go through the hassle, and I will print all this stuff out, and we will definitely be playing this. So we'll do some videos on it, we'll do some Twitch live streams on it. So be sure to follow, stick around, and check that out if you're interested at all for this. If you're a fan of KeyForge and you have friends that haven't been able to get into it, maybe because it's more of a competitive game or collectible game, then show them this. Maybe this will interest them in playing it as more of like a cooperative board game or card game, because that is something that, to me, like, I've been trying so hard to get certain people into KeyForge, and they just won't get into it for whatever reason, even though I'm sure that they would love the gameplay and they love the cards, the art, and everything else. It's just that I think the collectability kind of scares them, but being able to play it as a cooperative experience just seems like so much fun. Also, while you're here, if you haven't checked this out yet, we have a KeyForge multiplayer article on our website, VindicatedEntertainment.com. We'll be doing a video about that, so you'll want to check that out. It is, in my opinion, by far the best way to play KeyForge multiplayer. I love KeyForge multiplayer, and it's basically the main way I play these days. I just think it's so much fun. It just goes with the casual fun nature that I have with KeyForge. I know some people play like very competitively. That's not me. That's not this channel. So if you're looking for like the most competitive ways to play, I could definitely give you some good insights on like competitive ways to play, because I've played card games at a competitive level, but that's not what I'm about. I'm just about having a good time, having a lot of fun. So if that's what you're about, go ahead and click like on this video. Go ahead and subscribe. Leave a comment about what you think of this. I'd love to hear it. And as always, we'll catch you next time, and stay awesome.
Guess I have no choice. It's time to save the world.